What's up, guys? Happy Friday, and what a great week to start off college football. That's in the books. Week 0. Georgia Tech knocked off 10th ranked Florida State. Um, that was a shocker. I was actually pulling for not Florida State, Georgia Tech, and just the ending, perfect ending for first game of college football for the 2024 season. And so, another good game that was the SMU game, and then they played Nevada. They went to Nevada and came down to like the last final seconds, I would say. Um, and really it came down to who made the least mistakes. So, um, if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. Nevada, they actually muffed a punt at the one. It ended up getting a safety off that, and I want to believe that SMU had the lead by one, and they ended up winning by one. So, anyway, into the Vols stuff. Preview of Week 1 versus the Chattanooga Mocs, their FCS rival. First off, before we get into the game, the Vols, they've sold out 6 home games for this season. Chattanooga, Kent State, Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, and Mississippi State. Now, Florida is going to be the Checker Kneeling game. That's going to be presented by Pilot and the membership that I think they renewed the membership. But, and then I would imagine, like 2 years ago, whenever Tennessee beat Alabama, that they're probably going to orange out the stadium. That would be beautiful if they did that. So, and then Boo Carter and Nico Yamaliava are on the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year watch list. So, be on the lookout for those two guys. Now, Boo Carter was I think he was originally supposed to be on the D line, I think, somewhere. I think he's going to be playing linebacker, I think. But I think he got moved to safety because one of the guys that got hurt in my last episode, whatever position he played, obviously he was out for a season-ending injury, so he'll be playing in his position, and I guess they have guys that will play in Boo's spot. So, and then more on Nico. Nico's going to have, I think, a breakout year for the Vols. He said himself that he wants to aim for a national championship, and I believe that. I believe in the hype. And this hype's been around this kid, and I know he has a lot of pressure under him, but I believe that he will, within the 4 years that he's going to be with the Vols, I believe that with a 12-team playoff format that we have now, which, in case y'all don't know how that's going to work, it's going to be the 5 highest-ranked conference champions, and it's going to be basically like 7 wild cards, I guess you could say, kind of like the NFL playoffs, kind of like you have the people that win their division, and they get the bye to the divisional round, and also if you're a top 4 seed, you get a bye to the quarterfinals, and if you're the higher seed in the first round, then you get to host your last home game, which I think is pretty cool. So the Vols, I think they have a really good chance with the incoming freshmen and returning people. They got James Pierce, they got Squirrel White, they got Brew McCoy back from an injury, so I'm happy about that. So, trying to think who else. They got Dylan Sampson, and got a lot more people coming in, and people that are going to be mentoring those freshmen that are eventually going to probably lead them to potential playoff appearance. And so, and back on Nico's breakout year, I'm sorry, I went on a rabbit trail there. But versus Iowa, his first career start, it wasn't perfect. I didn't expect him to be perfect because that was his first career start. He ended up having 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 12 out of his 19 passes completed, and 151 passing yards. And I said to myself after watching that bowl game that he needed to work on not really like staying in the pocket, but like trying to, because the kid can run. I'll give it to him. He can run. He's a dual threat. I'm gonna say he's probably gonna be like, call me crazy for saying this. The next Patrick Mahomes. He can probably run and throw the ball at the same time. So I think he's gonna be really good. Coming from, I know I'm a Tennessee fan. I don't think that's a biased opinion, and he's just that good. So, and the SEC, predicting their SEC finish. I'm predicting they'll finish second. Now, say, they got a new quarterback coming in, and you wouldn't expect Tennessee to finish second. Well, guess what? If they're doing away with the divisions now. If they didn't have the divisions 2 years ago, then we would have been playing in Atlanta versus Georgia for an SEC title, because whenever we had Hooker, Hyatt, and all those guys, we finished second in our division, and LSU finished first. And so I'm glad they got rid of those divisions, and I know the Big Ten got rid of theirs too. So it's going to make college football a lot more competitive than what it has been in the past, knowing that I don't know. Thought left me. So SEC finish, I'm predicting them finish second. The score for the Chattanooga game. I know we didn't talk about the Chattanooga game a lot, but the high points of that game, I don't really think there's any high points to talk about since it's a game against Chattanooga. They're going to win. So the score that I'm predicting is 53-7. The reason why I'm not predicting them to drop above 60 is because it's like the first game of the season, and they are trying to work out the kinks. They might drop 60. If they drop 60, fine. Well, that'll be I'll be happy. And then hopefully Nico doesn't get hurt, because if he gets hurt, then I don't know what. I know we got and I'm predicting for them to finish over an overall record through the regular season. I'm predicting them to go 11-1. And what's that loss, you may ask? That loss is to Georgia, at Georgia, in Athens, in one of the most hostile environments in the SEC. Fans there, oh my gosh. You see them fans on television, look nothing to compare to what you would see whenever you go to a game there. So, and in other news, trying to think while I go through the other news, or involves sports or things like that, anything that I want to cover more on the Chattanooga game. Head coach Tony Vitello gets a 5-year extension worth $3 million. This is why he's getting that extension, boys. That's why he's getting that extension. And week 0 games, because week 0 runs through this past weekend and this weekend, and then week 1's next week. So the games that I'm looking forward to, there's some big heavyweight matchups that I'm seeing is Georgia and Clemson in Atlanta. LSU and USC are going to be in Las Vegas, and Florida and Miami. And I got something to say about that game, because these games that I'm naming, they're going to be the prove-it games for your season, because if you lose this game, then that's going to determine, or if you're going to win this game, then that's going to determine how you're going to play out through the season. Because Florida, if they lose this game, Billy Napier is probably going to get fired, because I'm thinking that they're averaging for this year and they're projecting to win, I think, 4 games this season. And trying to think, I think there's another game that, like a heavyweight game, that's going to happen on Saturday. But you can look it up on ESPN if you want to, the games that are happening this Saturday. But golly, I'm glad football's back. I cannot imagine what life would be at without football, or baseball, or basketball, especially college. Now, me personally, I don't really like NFL. I mean, I like NFL, but it's fun to watch, because you don't really watch the players grow and develop. I mean, that's my personal opinion. If you like NFL, fine. I mean, Um, Most overrated team that I think people are saying might win or go to the SEC championship is Texas. I mean, they lost two running backs within a week. One was their start, and another one was their backup. And they lost Xavier Worthy, I think, to the draft, and Tavondre Sweat. He's now at the Titans. So, um, I would imagine that this season's gonna be pretty fun. I think might have a little Cinderella team, kind of like the March Madness of football. So you could call it Dominant December or Destruction December or Distraught December because the playoffs are going to begin in December, and I think they're changing up the schedule of the bowl games too. So, um, yeah, that's all I got. I mean, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and you know, we can really get this thing rolling. So, go Vols! See you on the next video.